Did Dr. Ben Carson take a book, a page, or some notes out of the Obama administration? You're watching Shirley's World. So recently, if you guys are on a rock somewhere, this is the talk about topic. Dr. Ben Carson, and talking about slavery in conjunction to immigration, and the two in comparison to together. But I wanted you to hear directly from him, and I wanted you to hear the video in conjunction to President Obama. So let's roll the tape. Let's watch the video.
America was not always easy. It wasn't always easy for new immigrants. Certainly it wasn't easy for those of African heritage who had not come here voluntarily, and yet in their own way were immigrants themselves. There was discrimination and hardship and poverty. But like you, they no doubt found inspiration in all those who had come before them. And they were able to muster faith that here in America, they might build a better life.
Land of dreams and opportunity. There were other immigrants who came here in the bottom of slave ships, worked even longer, even harder for less. But they too had a dream that one day their sons, daughters, grandsons, granddaughters, great-grandsons, great-granddaughters might pursue prosperity and happiness in this land.
Okay, so now you can see there's Dr. Carson's version of it and there's Obama's version of it. I want you to notice that Obama made that statement back in 2015, and where Dr. Carson made it in 2017. Now, he's recently retracted that statement. You guys know he retracted that statement. He basically said that it was two experiences that never should have been compared together. And he talks about this on his Facebook page, and that he misspoke. But this is my question. What is really behind this whole thing between slavery and immigration? Well, I'm going to tell you what it is. See, the Obama administration from conception had an agenda, and that was to empower the immigrants and the illegal immigrants. Well, what do you mean by that, Shirley? Well, I'll tell you what I mean by that. Because the illegal immigrants and the immigrants don't have the same rights of citizenship as a regular citizen. But if you do them in conjunction of slaves, the slaves have a special amended right that was part of the 13th, the 14th, and the 15th Amendment. You need to look those amendments up, because the problem that we're having in the black community is people are piggybacking off of our background, off of our heritage, off of our ancestors. And by someone coming into office like what President Obama did, he was trying to implement in the minds of the American people at that time, look, let's get it straight. We're all immigrants, right? We're all immigrants, and the slaves were immigrants, and kind of a passe interaction of subliminal messages into your mind. See, they're trying to put those subliminal messages that an immigrant has the same right as slavery. So I think Dr. Carson picked up some books and some notes and trying to work in conjunction with his job, and he saw that that was what's said, and he stated it, not really interacting and looking to what was the depth behind that statement. And as you know, he did retract that. So I'm not mad at Dr. Carson. I know he's not perfect. This is a new position. You guys got to give this brother some slack. He's going to do excellent for our people. I'm telling you that. But I think what we've woken to this fact, that there was a subliminal notion of a future agenda for the Obama administration to empower immigration. Don't get it twisted, my brothers and sisters. You need to play that part of the tape back. Because understand this, Handy Dandy Notebook. Make sure that you have it, and we'll be telling you all the time, make sure you have your notes. Look, we have to keep in mind that this administration that we're living in, we're draining the swamp. We're unplugging all the notions and the false premises and the confusion that has been put out during the previous administration. The previous administration, again, made that statement that we're all immigrants. And we know as black people are not immigrants. Black people were brought here as cattle, as commodity, Black people were bred. They took the biggest black man and the biggest black woman and they bred you. And that's what they brought you here as commodity. But during the duration of time, what has happened? They decided to say, oh, let's free the slaves. Now we have all these people that we made. We bred this culture of people called black people, Negro, colored people. We bred these people. And as they were growing and wanted their part of America, they gave them Wall Street. We're going to give you a portion of America, a little bit place over up in Utah and some other parts of the world. And we're going to give them to you, black people. Then when they realized that the black people were smart enough because what they do. We cleaned homes. We took care of businesses. We probably even behind the scenes balanced their books. We built their planes. We were doing that for ourselves. And we did it so well, called Black Wall Street, they cut you down. So they cut you out. So they said, oh no, we can't have them growing. Then they realized there still were too many of us. So they later on said, let's create this thing called mass incarceration, where you have the pipeline from the school to the pipeline prison. Let's do that. Let's do that to the black nation next. After we do the Black Wall Street, then this is what we're going to do. We'll put them in jail. Still too many of these black people. So the next thing they do, well, hey, let's just promote movies like I said before. Yes, I'm going there. That movie, Moonlight, and other things where you now have more black gay men than you ever have been promoted and secured and supported in America than you ever had before. So now the black strong woman is in competition for her own man, which creates the death of a black nation. That's the number 3. That is why you guys don't see us growing as a nation of people and as a culture of people that live. Because that goes back to, how does that tie to immigration, Shirley? I'm telling you, you need to listen. Obama compared slavery to immigration. That was Obama first in 2015. The slaves have special rights because of the 15th and 13th Amendment, right? They also said, Lincoln said back in the day, that slaves had inherited evil upon them, and it's our right to do better for those people. You look that up. They were supposed to do better for black people. They were supposed to honor black people because what we did to contribute to make America great. But we have done our part, our ancestors have done our part, and we are not honoring the dead by letting them utilize the dead, the backs of the dead people the immigrants are trying to ride on to get the benefit, to step over the rights that you are entitled to. So you need to understand what's going on here. Everybody talking about Ben Carson compared to slaves and to immigrants, and this isn't right. This is a notion. This is an ideology. This is a statement that has been embedded into the fiber of the conversation of politics that have been pushed through the administration since 2015. Hey, y'all, immigrants are the same as slaves, right? Are they? Are they? Of course they're not. Because slaves were brought here. Slaves were commodity. You know what commodity is? Commodity is not only money, it's also goods, services that you use to get ahead. They got ahead because of us. So y'all need to recognize that. Now, Mr. Carson did retract that. But I think there's something that we're learning from that. And this is what the learning point I want you to get. Immigrants feel they have the right to step on the black man's back through the benefits of legislation and laws. And you aren't saying anything. You're not saying anything. So if you want to change the notion, you need to make it clear, because it's kind of like a fiber. There's a fabric going on. There's friction right now on the news and on the trends going on. That's good. You need to make it clear. The black Negro is not an immigrant. The black Negro has more rights than an immigrant and an illegal immigrant. Number one, they were born here. Number two, they come from indigenous slaves who came here as commodity. And number three, we ain't capitalizing off of it, but you can't either. Thank y'all for watching. Keep watching Shirley's World and follow Urban Game Changers. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and LinkedIn. I love y'all. Thank you for your support and your great comments, even your comments I don't agree with. I still love to talk to you. Keep watching.